Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Okay. Kind of a opinions and a-holes sort of thing we'll be doing today with the information, Rotten Tomatoes. I've been having issues with Rotten Tomatoes for a minute now. When you are lauded as the top this or that in something, whether or not you want to have it, you got a responsibility. You got a responsibility to not only give your opinion, but also seek the facts. What am I talking about? I'm gonna let y'all know in just a second. But before I do, yeah, can I get y'all to do what you always do for me? Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, this brother right here, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page. That would be nice. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all this article, and then we're gonna do what we do. Comes to us courtesy of the Direct. Today, January 14th, 2023. That's when it was posted. And it say, Rotten Tomatoes unveils best superhero TV shows of 2022, and some fans disagree. Let's read, y'all. Let me get that bigger. I want y'all to be able to see this right here. Somebody can't say they can't see it. I want you to see it. This is by Russ Milheim. Okay. He's from the land of Mill. All right. Rotten Tomatoes released a new ranking for the best superhero television series of 2022, which includes both Marvel and DC property, alongside others. Keep others in mind. As one might expect, some vocal fans highly disagree with it. I might be one of them. When it comes to last year, there was no shortage of superhero-based projects. No, it wasn't. Kicking it off was James Gunn's Peacemaker in January, before Marvel Studios started its slate with Moon Knight in March. Of course, the usual Marvel and DC affairs weren't the only superhero stories in streaming space. Amazon Studios aired the third season of their highly popular show, The Boys, and Netflix premiered The Sandman, although Rotten Tomatoes categorized this as a sci-fi fantasy series. That was in a comic book, dumbass. The year moved into summer with the likes of both Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk Attorney at Law, both of which were victims of mindless review bombing from an immature minority of fans. Review bombing, immature fans. Got it. Review bombing, immature fans. Got it. Review bombing, immature fans, Marvel and DC properties, among others. Okay. Sorry, I had to write that down because we're going to reference both of those. All right. Animated Ventures also had time to shine, including Young Justice Season 4, Harley Quinn Season 3, and Baymax on Disney+. But if those were all to be ranked, where would each fall? Rotten Tomatoes top comic book TV shows of last year. See a pattern? See a pattern? Rotten Tomatoes top comic book TV shows of last year. Yeah. Let's go. All right, here we go. In a new editorial from Rotten Tomatoes, the site ranked the best superhero series of 2022, and the results were a little surprising. Leading the pack was Marvel Studios' Ms. Marvel at number 1. It's Rotten Tomatoes now, y'all. Trailing behind Kamala was She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, at second place. The Boys season 3 at third. Peacemaker at fourth. And Marvel Studios' Moon Knight at the fifth slot. Many fans disagree with these results, with many taking their grievances too directly to Twitter. Wilhelm, you're having a little problem with your prepositions. At Hogdison loudly proclaimed there was no way this dog shit's better than The Boys. I don't agree with how he said it, but I do agree with what he said. User at Faraz 3901150 alluded that the show shouldn't have been in the top spot when the likes of The Boys and Peacemaker exists. Still sad this is actually real. This was easily the worst Disney Plus show we've gotten so far. A fan of the Imani Vellani-led series at Mist Artworks noted that while he loved the Disney Plus series, The Boys deserved the top spot more. No shit, Sherlock. Okay. So, and they go on, and we get a lot of Twitter opinions. Okay. Let's check this out. Let's get some numberage going on, shall we? Supposedly, the rankings of these projects based on the site's numbers for each project with an unexplained ranking formula that compensates for differing numbers of critics and fan reviews. Okay. For example, She-Hulk had 610 critic ratings and 18,998 user ratings, while the third place Boys had 148 and 2,278 respectively. So it seems some average was determined behind the scenes as their combined face value, tomato meter, and audience score don't necessarily line up with their placement on the list. An awkward superhero ranking? This list from Rotten Tomatoes is certainly a bit odd when it comes to its ranking of projects. For one, it's hard to believe She-Hulk Attorney at Law is as high as it is. That's what the direct said. It's hard to believe. And the direct, I agree with. I find it hard to believe. Okay. Goodness gracious. It was easily the most divisive MCU outing in a long time. Facts. Even those who love it can often admit that it has its iffy moments throughout. Something similar could be said for Ms. Marvel. While a huge chunk of those who watched it seemed to love it, most voices can agree that the villains were a massive disappointment, big time, and the show's overall quality did dip, if only momentarily, later in the season. No matter what order any of the nominees were in, somebody somewhere would have gotten mad about it. That's simply how it works. Whatever. Okay. Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight are all streaming on Disney Plus. Peacemaker, we know where everybody's at. We know where everybody's at. We know where everybody's at. Let's get down to the get down, y'all. I have just 2 words to say about what's going on in this here article. The fuck? Is that one word in African American English vernacular? It's 2 words. Okay, because I know the grammar police is going to come. Anyway, while I liked Ms. Marvel, I ain't gonna lie, it was I didn't hate it. Put it like that. Didn't hate it, but number 1, hell no. Not even close. Not even in the neighbor. Not when you got shit like The Boys out there. Not when you got let me stop. Perhaps it depends on what you're looking for. Perhaps if you want nice, clean superhero fare, nice PG rated superhero fare, then yeah, Ms. Marvel would be your number 1 show if you want a nice, squeaky clean superhero show. But that ain't how life works. Okay. In real life, villains try to kill you. In real life, villains ain't effing around. Okay. If we talk about action, that's what you want in a superhero-based show. Shin. How much Shin did we get per episode in Ms. Marvel? And reviews by immature fans, I can find you. Matter of fact, I will post them in the title, the different articles that blast the hell out of She-Hulk. So it ain't just a group of immature fans. Are immature fans writing all of these articles that says She-Hulk was a shit show? I ain't wrote no articles about She-Hulk, but I done read a bunch of articles about She-Hulk. So all of these articles about She-Hulk are in place to detract from it. All of these articles are trying to put a black eye on She-Hulk. Get the hell out of here. The show sucked ass, period. It ain't got nothing to do with the reviews of immature fans. That show just sucked. You telling me y'all was proud of that rendition of the Wrecking Crew? You telling me you was happy seeing Mr. Immortal? Of all the superheroes or characters you could have put in a show, you decided to throw Mr. Immortal into a damn show. Titania, are you effing kidding me? That was the best you could do for a Titania? This is what happens when non-comic book savvy people make comic book shows or comic book movies. You didn't even get the character right. Characters. And then you threw this mirthy, happy Daredevil in there. Yeah, we liked seeing him be the acrobatic Daredevil, but we didn't like anything else about him. A lot of people didn't. I ain't gonna say, me. I like that gritty Netflix Daredevil. Take that gritty Netflix Daredevil and throw that acrobatics in there. Perfect Daredevil for me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a Kevin Smith. Give me a Brian Michael Bendis. Give me a Frank Miller Daredevil. Don't give me this watered down, whatever the heck that was, Daredevil on She-Hulk. And like I said, with Ms. Marvel, period, you switched her powers up. That was already a turnoff for a lot of people. Then you got all of these boring ass lulls in between where there wasn't no action jumping on. And when the action did come, it was meh. That is not the #1 superhero TV show. I'm sorry. If we gotta go Marvel, wasn't Moon Knight better than Ms. Marvel? I mean, in terms of a more engaging story, I would say. You know, the dichotomy of Mark Spector, you know, Stephen Grant. You know, I was more engaged in that than I was in the awakening of Pakistani culture and powers and abilities and everything else. I mean, I'm not knocking Pakistani culture. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying I wasn't as vested in that. You know, representation, yay, I'm all for that. But making that the entire focus of the show, I wasn't feeling that. I watch superhero movies for action. I watch superhero movies to see superhero things, not spend an entire episode watching them bash men, not spend an entire episode focused on one demographics culture constant. We get it. The child's Pakistani. Why do you bring it up every chance you get? I get it. She's Pakistani. Let's move on to the power part. And then the way you tied Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, and potentially Monica Rambeau's powers together, that makes her less interesting to me because you ain't giving her own identity. You ain't letting her stand out. Why does Ms. Marvel get her own TV show? Captain Marvel get her own movie, but Monica Rambeau's a side note. Different video. I'm not gonna focus on that. But look here, man. MC Marvel and DC properties. Seems like Marvel properties is all Rotten Tomatoes focused on. Well, I pay more attention to the fan score myself because that's who's going to see the movie. There's more fans going to see a movie. There's more fans watching a TV show than there are critics. So I never put much credence in what critics said anyway. So later for them cheese-eating clowns that think Ms. Marvel was the best superhero TV show of 2022. You're tripping. And then, like I said in the article, if we add animated features, you're done. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Ms. Marvel was the best superhero TV show of 2022? Tell me why or why not. Drop it in the comments. For real, drop it in the comments. And I will be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. E-Hope #2.